I don't know how I want to get you started.
Can we talk about my bun? Do you see the inches?
Already know I'm fine.
Let me see. Can you do this?
Watch this.
Even though I didn't do it, I was stiff. Ooh, it looks like
this background got me fucked up. This
looks like a Pantene commercial.
I've been on my shit, big gang bang. 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 I've been on my shit, big gang bang.
All right.
I wanted to start off with this video, and it took me years, but this person reminds me of you. I'm not exactly sure why, but they do. But the nigga, did you see the video? Let me just play it.
Look, I'm fine. I already know I'm fine. Trust me, I know. But before I go, I just want to get this off my chest. That shit was not my fault. Y'all are trash. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Y'all are trash. Like, y'all are so trash. I want you to know that I'm talking to you. So I'm going to say your name. Then I'm going to call you trash. Kawhi Leonard, you trash. Patrick Beverly, you trash. Paul George, listen to me when I say it.
Listen, PJ.
Trash.
Trash.
I deserve to be fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with the decision they got to make. Because I left you out there for 38 minutes. I deserve
38 motherfucking minutes.
shit.
Facts.
I seen it all 38 minutes.
Take me to church, nigga.
If I see your name on another top 10 list,
My
I'm gonna
nails.
kill somebody. I bet I hear your name compared to LeBron again. Or I'm
Bet
gonna
not.
kill somebody.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I don't want to
I'll
hear
send
it.
that to your DM. For those of y'all who don't know, that's Mark
Oh.
Phillips, one of the funniest people to
Wow.
ever grace the internet.
I really
By
I really
far.
connected with that. Like, I don't know. I had a little bit of a religious experience. We both went to Catholic school, so really took me to church, I would say. Felt like 9 a.m. on a Sunday.
I knew you would enjoy that video. And
Felt like confessions.
It was really on my heart to start
Woo!
off with that video because I just knew deep down.
I have
My Lord.
feelings. I have thoughts. I have takes. I mean, I have it all. Anyways, yes, absolutely. Send that to me. That's about to be my fucking alarm clock audio.
It is very funny. He's always on time with the playoff videos. Of course, he already had.
Bro, I have that same exact fan.
Don't be telling people I don't got central air. They're just playing. I have central air in the back. Dang. No, this is my nigga right here. Quiet Set TM Honeywell. If y'all looking to sponsor, you feel me? We giving y'all free promo.
We both have one, and
It's going right now.
Huh? It's not going, nah. It's cold.
I do like where you are. Wait.
It just got
Hey,
cold.
everybody. I'm Camille.
What's up? Welcome, y'all.
Room.
Gosh, come on. We gotta stay profesh.
Okay, it's fine. How's the weather out there? I don't mean to have.
It honestly got cold. It got cold all of a sudden. It was mad, like warm and like humid and sticky, which I kind of like that weather. But it just got cold all of a sudden, like pretty interesting. Seasons and stuff. It still shocks me to this day.
We're on fire, so
I don't even want to ask. I feel bad. This shit is crazy. Like the air quality.
You didn't like cause, years of harm to the environment, and then to add insult to injury, throw a gender reveal. You didn't do that, so there's no need for you to feel sorry. But
the joke is on them when their child grows up and actually reveals their gender. That whole party for that.
I actually want to like raise the children in my life to specifically find that child and bully them. I know it's not the child's fault, but it just needs to happen.
Like why? Yeah, but it's not the kid's
fault. When they walk into the class, squirt water guns like woo woo
it. If we're even here, because of you, dumbass. Jesus.
Good morning. Like, yeah, barely.
That kid better fucking turn out to be
We
like.
didn't see sun for 4 weeks.
Oh no, that kid better turn out to be something amazing. Cause that shit.
I don't want to say I doubt it and ruin the hopes and dreams of a child, but.
Well, considering that the mom is now breathing all this bullshit and transferring it to that poor fucking fetus, yeah, that kid ain't gonna be shit. There's no way.
Why did they do it there? Okay, no need for, logic.
Gosh. Anyways, it's good to see you, Cam. What's up? How you doing?
I'm good. This was a busy week. It snuck up on me and got busy out of nowhere. But I'm good. I've been really trying to find ways to how you leave a retreat or vacation or anything and you're on that little high and then you try to and then you good when you first get back and then after that it's just eh. I'm trying to not get myself there. I want to stay on the high that I was. I want to stay zen and in tune and listening to
I have to go back on vacation
and shit. Which I think is a good, that's a good option. But I'm trying to figure out ways to, sorry y'all, that was my outlook, I think. My bad. I'm trying to figure out ways to still implement everything that I learn and discuss into my daily life.
Right.
See myself slipping out of it. Halfway though, I'm not plummeting out of it. It's a slow gradual. If I remind myself enough, then I can get on it, but I really want it to become I want a solid, healthy routine.
I feel you. Man, a routine is everything. That's, I don't know, are you a routine person?
I am. And so when I don't have structure, I will just waste my time.
Gotcha.
So I crave structure, but I haven't been having discipline. But I have been doing better. I'm not going to play myself, but I just am trying to find a way to do even better than better.
Gotcha.
And I think
nothing improving on improving.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Everything, what does Shuri say? Everything can be improved. But I think it has a lot to do with my living space too. I have a studio, so it's hard to separate lounge time from
yes, I feel you.
So I think that's something for me too, because I'll work from bed and still get my work done, but it'll just take me much longer. And then I'm gonna work out and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's it. Other than that, other than being busy, I've been on the other hand, I've been showing my I very much feel like I have two selves, and I have a very calm self and a very out there self. And I've been showing my calm self more love and attention, which she needed, and I'm happy for her. But I miss
Are you neglecting
Camille? I'm not neglecting her. I just missed her, so I kicked it with her a little bit this week too.
Good for you.
Probably gonna kick it with her a little bit later in this week as well. My sister's always a good time. She's always ready and willing. So just gonna see what she's about. They've met and they get along, but I really want them to intertwine better.
I got you.
But they do know each other.
I got you.
So that's that on that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's up with you?
I'm a Libra, so I know all about balance. I think that's what they say, at least.
I'm an Aquarius, so I don't know anything about the stuff, but
you good at swimming?
About me.
You swim and stuff?
No, we're air sign.
Why it's aqua?
I know. Okay. I made the same mistake. But
life doesn't always make sense.
Apparently the rules of physics and shit don't matter when studying astrology.
Who knew? Anyways.
Sorry.
No,
I was about to go on a tipsy tangent and it was not necessary. What's so yummy?
Go ahead and pour some of that jug.
I don't have any champagne, but I have the Mega Ultra Costco bottle.
Oh my god,
sangria.
Bro, those remind me of college so much. I remember I would go.
What alcohols remind you of college? Can we talk about it?
I had this one friend. Shout out to Steven. And we would be bored, and when we were bored, we would go to CVS and each just buy one of those sangrias, sit on his couch, and we would just see if we could finish them.
The big one?
No, not the big one. The smaller jug.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we would each just get one, and we would just no cups, no nothing, and just
straight from the bottle. That's so
straight from the bottle. We were oh, we're not creating dishes or nothing like that. we're savages. And so we used to drink that shit. And it's cheap as fuck. And it's a good drunk until later on in life when I started to get headaches and shit from stuff like that. But back then, that shit was flames.
I had an
Amsterdam
Arbor Mist phase with the wine, but I would use it as like if I have vodka, then I would pour an Arbor Mist as my juice.
I gotcha.
Different times. 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
What else? Honey Jack. Honey Jack reminds me of college a lot. I cannot, like, when I say I cannot drink no Jack Daniels anymore, it doesn't even matter. Like, I'm not drinking that shit. I've also, like, grown in my whiskey drinking, and I know, like, I kind of poo-poo it. My nose is up to that shit. I don't drink that no more. But Honey Jack.
Like whatever. Scotch, neat. That means no ice. That means no ice, y'all. I'm only saying it because I didn't always know. Okay, so
these are things you learn as you're older.
But dirty means with ice. No, dirty means
no.
Something.
On the rocks is with ice. Dirty.
Isn't dirty something?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna start saying it and see.
Can I
have a vodka tonic? Make it filthy. And I'm just gonna see what I get back.
Bartender like, you sure? Filthy.
In the pandemic.
Honey Jack was probably my like more so college staple. Like I used to think that shit was so delicious. And if I look at a bottle now, I will fucking barf. And
I think that's Crown for me.
Oh my, we went through a tough Crown phase.
Yeah,
I still have mad fucking Crown. You know those bags. Mm-hmm. I still have them because I don't know. I don't see how I'm supposed to throw that away. Like it seemed, it's, you know what I mean. I'm gonna make masks out of them at this point.
And when you grow up, you know, seeing those bags all around your house, you literally think it's something else. Like I thought it was to hold nails. Like I thought it was. I thought I was to go to Home Depot and see the Crown Royal section because they have that's where you buy your nails from because that's what my dad kept in there. And I'm sure his other bags had other things because I know my bags had different things.
What is going on with your eye? Are we okay?
My sunscreen be getting in my eye, but I can't blame it on my sunscreen because I feel like it's always happens. But throughout the mid portion of the day, like now, my eye will just start watering. So I don't know if like oils run down into it. I don't know, but this has happened to me like forever.
Okay, well keep going. But yeah, we definitely went through a tough Crown phase. So Crown and cranberry. Remember that? Like that was it with some Sprite.
A little bit, yep, a little bit. Combination.
Woo! And that shit
I was making Crown vanilla dessert drinks too.
That shit would go down too easy. Now the Crown vanilla, I never necessarily got on because
that was some root beer. Young people, if you're not worried about all that sugar and stuff.
If there's one thing I can't do is mix my alcohol with dairy. I just can't. It's hard.
But if you do it just with the root beer, it's still good. Oh, you talking about the vanilla portion of it?
Well, no, but I also just don't like root beer, so that's fine.
I don't either, but it's really good together. Like I vouch for that drink. It's really
root beer was one of those things that kind of stumped me when I moved to the U.S. Like everybody, people in Texas would drink it, and I'd be like, "What? Like these kids are drinking beer? That's crazy." And then like I remember in elementary school, like one day they were like, we're gonna have a root beer float night. I was like, what?
Like, damn, it's lit in the U.S.
Like, wait, they want me to come back to school in the evening to drink soda with ice cream in it? I don't think my mom is gonna let this fly. Like I just didn't understand necessarily. And I went to the root beer float night and they were absolutely just buckets of ice cream and root beer and they were just serving it to us. I was disgusted.
I tasted root beer and Dr. Pepper like cousins?
Are they? I just don't
related?
Feel that. I mean, I feel like they're in the same clique. Like, we don't hang out with
together at lunch.
Right.
Gotcha. I don't really care for either one.
Yeah.
Sure why you
root beer, I will always remember. I have a list of things that just completely confused me when I moved to this country, and root beer was absolutely one of them. I was like, what the fuck is this and why would you drink it?
Like, I have a lot of questions, and Ruger is definitely number 4 on this fucking list.
Just confused. What?
I've been off of work for 16 minutes, and I'm still getting emails, and I'm trying to understand why. Oh,
they need to knock that off. Yeah, but I was gonna talk about my week and my stuff, but I'm scrapping that because, yesterday.
Why? I want to hear about what you have to say. What happened? Are you about to talk?
No.
On the Clippers for a long time?
I this is worth it. I don't care. This. Right. I just can't be that important. This time has to be dedicated.
I only watched the first half of the game. I knew once the third quarter started and I saw what was going on, I said, I'm not going to do this. So I washed my hair and went and got my hair done instead.
I can't. So
you tell me.
My ass, I was supposed to, I at first I was like, I'm going to just go to sleep. Like, there's no way that the Clippers are going to let this happen. Like, in my mind, I'm like, that just doesn't make any sense. That's not gonna happen. So I was gonna go to sleep, and then I saw like the second half, or halftime or whatever, and I was like, this is, I don't know, it's getting kind of interesting. Like they inch back at the end, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch a little bit of the third quarter and see how this goes. And I'm like, oh shit, these niggas are about to lose. Like, it could possibly happen, but I didn't believe it until probably like the last 5. I just thought somebody would take over.
Well.
You
have to be
none of that happened
in your thoughts and your words because somebody did take over.
None of that happened.
Not for the Clippers, but somebody took over that game.
Yeah, fucking the Lord took over that game because nobody saw that coming. Like that had to be some sort of like extra, I don't know, some otherworldly figure. I don't know, because that I was shocked, completely fucking shocked. I can't believe that these niggas robbed us of the Western Conference Finals that we wanted. For people who don't know, because I know some people listen and don't necessarily keep up with sports, but the Clippers.
Don't fast forward. I see your finger on that 10-second button. You put it down and you.
This is gonna be relevant. You're gonna want to know this. It's a moment in history. Like this is ridiculous. I can't believe this happened. The whole season.
Had a Bruja curse the team? Seriously.
Yeah, and her name is Paul George. Okay, that piece of shit. I have such a great disdain for Paul George. He's one of those people who I feel like his whole career has been a little bit inflated. Like, he looked really good on the Pacers. Also, Victor Oladipo looks great on the Pacers. And let me tell you something. Victor Oladipo is just, he's okay. He's fine. He's fine. That's it, though.
We're talking about his basketball playing ability.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, wrong words. He's average. Like, okay, he's a little bit above average, but you look good on the Pacers, and you looked good, but also the whole time LeBron was just like, ba-ba, ba-ba. Every year you come in, LeBron is like, no, bitch, sit. And every time you sat down, they be trying to tell me this team is full of dogs. What kind of dogs? Chihuahuas? Just all bark and no bite.
You can't say that because okay, gotcha. Yeah.
All bark, no bite. All Jokic did was go like this, a little, and the little Chihuahua was just, oh, exactly, facts. And so, like, the battle for LA was hyped up all fucking year. This shit was supposed to be great. Like, I can't wait for this to happen.
We're still riding on that one opening game when they won.
Facts. Or their little Christmas game. Like, they're still Christmas. Bruh, it's a new year. All right, we on a new virus.
We're in a pandemic.
We're in a bubble. It's let it go, bro. This shit is different. It's different. This shit, I really could not believe what happened and what we were robbed of. So I'm going to move on from that, and I'm going to get to my specifics, because that video you played at the beginning was absolute truth. I'm going to bring Paul George to the center. Why? Because this nigga wants to talk like everything was cool. After Game 5, they lost. And you know what he did after his fucking post-game interview? He goes like this, and he walks out. He said thumbs up. Why? Because everything's cool. Nobody does this when they're in distress. Not me.
I never saw Kobe show emotion after a loss.
Ever.
Never even saw him after a loss. He immediately started working out again.
Let alone say anything positive. Let alone say anything.
We tried our best. We know where we're gonna go. We know what it is. We're still in control.
What
Kobe
are you?
Never. Not even when they win with Kobe.
Stop. Especially in the second round of playoffs, and that's all I'm gonna remember from now on. Paul George, thumbs up. That's it. Wapa, wapa, wapa. That's all that happened. Done. And then after the next game, he talked about, oh, it's no pressure on us after the Game 6 loss. Sir, you had a 3-1 lead. The pressure is absolutely.
Maybe he still haven't realized that he went to the other LA team. Like maybe he was thinking this whole time that he was with the LA team. I'm not sure, because the confidence level, like he don't know who he's playing for.
It's because he thought he had a bunch of dogs with him. That's what he thought. He thought he had a bunch of dogs with him.
The Clippers have not had a bad squad in a minute.
No, and they
you can argue that they've had a good squad for a little while now.
Wasn't that what all the talk was about when Kawhi and PG joined? Like, oh, this was a playoff team. Last year they were contending, like, with no stars. And then if we just plug in Paul George and Kawhi, like, it'll basically be like the Raptors all over again. Fucking false, all right? That's, at this point, Kyle Lowry and his bubble butt might be bigger, might be fucking better than Paul George at this point. Like, Pascal Siakam is better than Paul George.
Up, like, you know?
Like, that's...
He showed up during his fight.
He showed up when it counted. Paul George, I don't even watch the second half. This nigga had this, he shot from the corner, nobody guarded him, and it hit the side of the backboard. I couldn't believe my eyes.
Like, you an all-star.
I don't want to hear it about, I think that there's much better players than Paul. Like, he might not even be a Pippen. He might be fucking Rodman. Like, he might be the third option. But Paul George is also one of those people, when I see him on a team, I just know you can't possibly win anything. Because Paul George is on your team. Like, look at the roster at the beginning of the season. Is Paul George there? Yes. They probably not going to win the chip. They probably not. They not. The thing is, Kawhi, he just be quiet. So he don't be saying nothing. So I feel like that helps him as far as, like...
It makes it hard to say anything about him because he just be like, listen, I just be here to play. Y'all the ones comparing me to LeBron.
Yeah.
Y'all the ones saying I'm the next whatever.
He'll never say
that.
My
niggas nothing but me dribbling, shooting, passing, and playing defense.
He'll never say I'm the best. He'll never say none of that. So, like, it's very hard to end up criticizing him, except for the fact that people do say that about him. And, you know, obviously the way that...
I never said that I was top 5.
Exactly. That was y'all, all right? Y'all paid me that money. I didn't... This nigga was...
I also am still a 2-time champion.
Facts.
Talk to these other niggas about it.
I just can't believe it. These niggas were literally anemic in the fourth quarter. No... Zero. No points. None.
They didn't score in the fourth quarter?
They did not. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard had 0 fourth quarter points.
I did not know that because, like I said,
0
early in the third quarter. That is not cool, though.
Your literal job is to put the ball in a back. Like, y'all niggas, Oklahoma City Thunder robbed the Paul George. I don't know how they did it, but OKC is doing.
What you about to say? You know I'm still sensitive.
Nigga. Okay, no, bro. Do you know what the Clippers gave OKC for Paul George? They don't have not a single pick until 2027. They gave away all those first-round picks to 2027 to Oklahoma City. And then with Russell and the Rockets, they also got a fucking boatload right there. So OKC is like, look, and we made it to the playoffs. We got all that shit, and we still made the fucking playoffs. I'm flabbergasted. I'm taken aback. All right, I'm shocked.
Run amok.
This This is unheard of. Like, Cam, 2 stars of this caliber playing together.
It's not of that caliber because Paul George has not really.
That's it. That's all I want people to. Okay, Paul George is a good basketball player, fine. But putting this nigga on a team and being like, oh, they contenders. No, they're not. Because Paul George is on the team. They can't.
You're running up all the murals and billboard space in LA to tell us about and using the gangster writing on the jerseys and the Los Angeles shit in the black and white and all of that. All of that to try to make out.
This is why niggas need to apologize to LeBron fucking James. They need to apologize, bro. We were drinking these. Not we. Let me not we, because I was not part of that. But they was drinking this sauce of like Kawhi is like the next fucking big star for the NBA. That nigga had that commercial with the crown hanging and shit, talking about he's the king of LA. I wonder if that shit is still swinging. Like, I wonder what happened to that
The
crown.
king of LA is Nipsey Theodore Hussle.
All right. As far as athletes, nigga, you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I got you.
As a LA native and rep, I could not just let that nigga done been from city to city.
Got you.
Sorry. He be getting flown out by the NBA.
But the fucking, as far as the NBA goes, like LeBron is.
And the basketball king of LA is Kobe.
Right.
No matter who else is gonna be here and how great they are, that's always gonna be the narrative.
But at this moment, when we're talking about basketball, the person whose nickname is the king is LeBron. Like, that's why Giannis. Don't let me start with you, fucking Mr. Wisconsin. So you could talk about.
I really enjoy him though. I like the Greek Freak.
I like him too. Perfect. I like him too. Don't worry. But look, losers are losers. And we just have to be okay with that. Because what you're not gonna do is everybody talking about this crown but can't do nothing. Like, that's crazy. I'm just sorely disappointed. I can't believe that this is happening. We were robbed of a great matchup. We'll never fucking know. And niggas are gonna blame LeBron for Milwaukee losing and the Clippers losing. He can't fucking win for everybody. All right, he can't bring everybody to the chip. Just disappointing all around.
We're never gonna get LA versus LA.
It's not. No, as long as Paul George is on that team, no, it's not gonna happen.
This would have been the year for the Clippers to make it too, because this is like a fluke year, So this would have been the year, like,
And this is the best. This is their best chance, because when we're not in a bubble, you know who's gonna fill their fucking stadium? Laker fans. They're all gonna buy tickets to your game.
And the Warriors will be
and
good.
Boo y'all niggas.
The Warriors will be back, and
this was the great equalizer. This was like, we don't have no fans. Great. Because if they were playing in Staples, I fully believe that Laker fans would completely buy all those tickets up and be in that game and just boo these niggas the whole fucking game, bro.
And LA fans in general are pretty bougie. So even if it's LA Clipper fans, like LA fans in general, I feel, in my opinion, are like bougie fans when you see other fans at their games and shit. But that's just my opinion.
I'm just saying, when fans can buy games again, Laker fans will be of the highest attendance for Clipper games. To remind y'all niggas that y'all ain't shit. So this was your chance to win.
Varsity. Recreational park.
That's what's up. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say for that. I'm finished. That's my menu. You guys can eat it up, because I sure did. And I'm never gonna forget this. I'm never gonna forget this. This is amazing.
That one's
amazing.
I feel like I missed a lot of good jokes last night because I was like busy.
I stayed up because I was like, I have to see this.
Yeah,
I had to see this.
I thought, I was like, damn, I can't believe they let it go to a game 7, but I just knew that they were going to win. But as my life will show you, what I think I know and what I know are two totally different things. So that's that on that.
Oh, and lemon pepper Lou, man. You shouldn't have got them damn wings, boy. Lemon pepper Lou.
I really
Oh,
like.
no.
Do you have certain people you just like root for? Lou Will is that for me. I'm just
I
always
got you.
rooting for him. So
I got you.
that hurts a little bit.
Well,
But hey,
he wasn't rooting for himself, so that's that. But that was what was gonna take up all my time. I don't have nothing on my menu except the fucking Clippers. I really can't believe that they did that.
I
Just
believe
amazed.
it.
Just amazed. I'm amazed.
I believe it.
So we can. Do you have anything else to add? Is it time? Main course time?
Yum 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 yum. Delicioso.
Okay.
For I know bilingual. Now the other eye is going.
Trader Joe's wine, top notch.
Trader Joe's wine gets slept on, and their peach Bellini.
It's good.
Fire.
Trader Joe's wine.
Great.
They have this bluefin Moscato. It's literally only $5. It's delicious.
Bluefin?
Yeah, bluefin.
Oh, bluefin, like a dolphin.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yes. It's like $4.50 a bottle. Boy, this shit is delicious.
How would you have an exact change, nigga? Round up.
Okay, it's actually $4.49, but
whatever. Oh, you did. So you did round up.
I did round up
to the nearest dollar, please. I'm not walking in with loose change to Trader Joe's to get my wine. Thank you very much.
Speaking of loose change, I used the Metro for the first time in like
I was trying
6
to see
months.
with that.
Nah, I used the Metro for the first time in like 6 months, and I didn't have any money on my card, so I went to upload it, and I had $10 cash. So I usually prefer to upload with cash, but I didn't want to put all $10 in because again, I haven't used the Metro in 6 months. I don't see myself using it again for more than 6 months. And so I asked for change back. Tell me why I got $5 coins.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that?
Why did they give me?
You didn't know that?
What? I want paper money. Oh. I want my fucking change in my paper. Bitch, I gave you paper money. I'm over here in my pockets jiggling and shit. Like, I don't want niggas to know I got that.
I think of it as like, what if, I'm a bad guy. And then I'm finna rob, take the cash from the machine. If I got a whole bunch of coins on me, I can't run fast. It's heavy. $100 worth of coins, $100 worth of ones. Which one can you get away faster with? Think about it.
No. The travesty is that I have $5 coins, and what the fuck am I gonna do with that shit?
And if you know that they're giving back coins, you're less likely to ask for your change next time. Like, I might as well just keep it on here for the next time I use it, because who wants to walk around with $1 coins?
I'm never using that ever again.
$1 coins is the type of money where I feel like if I'm using it, like, is this even real? Like, yeah, I know it was given to me, but if I hand somebody a $1 coin, I'm like, can I do this?
Like, can I pay with this? Like, are you gonna?
Is this actual? Is this currency? Like, I'm like, I can only use it there.
It doesn't even fit in the fucking vending machine.
Yes. You know what? I want to think peace. I want to see why capitalism be giving us $1 coins. They want us to only use it at that facility. Like, I know they take $1 coins because they give $1 coins. So I might as well just use my dollar.
I can't believe that shit.
I don't know. I'm going to try it at fucking the weed shop. Like, here are 10 $1 coins for this gram. Do you accept?
Oh, you don't want my money? You don't want my money?
Because it's real, because I got it from the metro station.
That's funny. Yeah, so anyways, that's my loose change story. I just didn't appreciate it. But, I mean, whatever. I'm just going to
I feel like there's a rap lyric about loose change. Probably several.
Oh, man.
A dime, dimes, nickels, pennies.
But I'm gonna go ahead and smooth transition here. So I want to talk about.
Well, when you say that you're about to smoothly transition,
yeah,
it doesn't always make it so smooth.
But now you're prepared though for me to transition. So like I would say that now you're ready. So it's gonna be pretty smooth because
You know what's a smooth transition? To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One half this time. Right to the left step.
So Camille, have you ever cheated?
On what? Specifics. Please be clear with your words.
You know, on a person?
Again, please be specific. Like, I have definitely been, in Spanish class and cheated with a person, like, oh, what's number 4? ¿Cómo estás? Gracias. Boom. They told me the answer and I cheated with the person. Is that what you mean? Because if so, the answer is yes.
You don't need to answer because you answered. Everything I needed was in your response to the question. I
always win my arguments if you weren't sure.
I don't know if you won. we know where you stand on this. But so this, I don't know, earlier this week, late last week, Andrew Gillum, the mayor, I think he was the mayoral candidate in Florida. He sat down in an interview and he came out as bisexual. And I don't know if people remember, but like he was found in a hotel room in a really compromising position with another male.
Literally a compromising position, right? Like his ass literally up in the air.
Yeah, I know he was like on the floor and I don't think he was clothed.
And there was like cocaine on his nipples leading down to his
genitals. There was a lot of drugs.
I'm being extra, but there was
there was drugs and there was another man.
The cocaine spelled out like, I am Andrew, I like dick and cocaine. Like it was all over it was all in the hotel room. I remember that, I do.
Anyways, he came out as bisexual, which was really interesting because like he's married. First of all, he's married. So like even more compromising to find him in that position as far as what we know. Mm-hmm. What I don't know what kind of arrangement he and his wife had though, so we're all just working off of
I guess the government is not
assumptions.
The open relationship type, and if it is, it's not the open relationship on TMZ type.
Well, I'll say this: she didn't necessarily seem surprised, and by the way that she talked about it, it seemed like they had some sort of arrangement. At least to me, I like to read between the lines. Mm-hmm. And it kind of reminded me of it brought up a lot of things for me. First of all, like cheating and stepping out, or
a lot of people focused on the fact that he was with a man, which is whatever, but I just don't want you to cheat on me.
Right.
Like whether you're cheating on me with a bitch or with another man, like I should not be just calling women bitches. Whether you're cheating on me with a woman or a man, I just don't want you to cheat on me. How about that? And so that bothered me how that was the center of everybody's like, oh, well, he should just come out and blah, blah, blah. Like, well, what? He just shouldn't be cheating. Like, just start there.
Facts. It reminded me a little bit of like, it brought up like some Will and Jada stuff because in my opinion, I think that people are very hesitant to admit that they have open relationships or open marriages or like agreements with their spouses. Mm-hmm. I think it's easier to say that somebody cheated than to be like, oh no, like I knew he was bisexual and
it's unfortunate that he got so high off cocaine that he ended up rendered unconscious.
Right. But like we make space for that. Yeah, we make space for that. Like I'm not surprised that he was with a man, but I'm surprised about the cocaine. And like that seems like a really difficult thing to admit, and I don't know why. Like I don't know. Open relationships, polygamy, and then also
society is still trying to get used to the fact that niggas be fucking each other genuinely. They just like to fuck each other. So I think if that concept is hard to, grasp, then it's definitely going to be hard for us to consider multiple niggas fucking with each other and throwing some women in there too. And like, it's still so much of a struggle to even get people to accept that people, are gender non-binary or non-conforming and not I'm fluid. That all of that already is just causing a fucking havoc. So
kerfuffle.
to throw in multiple partners in a relationship and two people saying like, hey, we have an open relationship, we're cool if they do A, B, and C, that's gonna like, come on, my nigga. We're in a pandemic. We're about to start a race war. We got concentration camps all over the world. You want to throw polygamy into it, you asking for a lot.
My point is that a lot of people are in open relationships. And I think that it's something that happens in marriages more than people are willing to like admit and cop up to. So that's really where I think that it's more common. It's one of those things that people might not talk about, but I think it's happening. And with like the bisexual, especially when like it comes to Black men and bisexuality, there's so much stigma there. Like we talk about this sometimes often, sometimes and often, Gotcha. But like the stigma that comes with being a bi man and a bi Black man specifically, and then on top of that being like some sort of public figure, like it's interesting that he's able to come out as bisexual, but they can't necessarily cop up to an open relationship. Because to me, that's harder. And maybe not. Because I guess
think it's harder coming out as bisexual?
As a Black guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Than to say you're in an open, but maybe not, because maybe it's like this thing where there's a partner, and so you don't want to put their business out there about the fact that they know that you're bi, whereas like it's your own identity, so you can talk about that freely, but you don't want to necessarily put your wife's business out there, like the fact that she did, because I think there's also stigma for Black women who are with Black bi men. Mm-hmm. Like I also think that that's something that's looked at as like, I'm not sure, I guess I can't speak on it too much, but I do think that there's stigma as far as women who are with bi men, specifically, and for Black people.
Can you tell me if I'm reaching?
Reach.
I feel like, and this may not necessarily apply to, or I'm not going to say not necessarily, I don't think that this applies to bi men as much as it applies to bi women. So I don't know how much it applies, but I feel like when people think about bi women, right, they feel like it's open season with her, right? She just gonna fuck everybody because she's attracted to men and women. Mm-hmm. So if you say that you're bi and that you're polygamous, then it just kind of reinforces the stigmas that people already have for bi people. So maybe that's why it's harder. Like you already think that just because somebody is bi that they're going around like fucking everybody.
Yeah.
So if I say that I'm bi and I'm in a polygamous relationship, then now for all the other bi people who aren't, right, like it helps like fuel this stigma that we just for everybody all the time ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's true. Like the hypersexualization piece I think that definitely applies for women. I think it's the opposite for men in certain ways, especially Black men. I think when Black men come out as bisexual, a lot of people say that they're gay. Mm-hmm. Like
they just don't want to say that they gay yet, so
yeah,
say that they bisexual. Like newsflash, if this nigga was fucking bitches for 20 years,
and it's not like it's weird how like people would question that, like you're bisexual, but you've been in this like sort of heterosexual looking relationship, but we don't believe that anymore because of this one thing that we learned about you that's like all gone, and like that can't possibly be true.
Because I could never fake being in a full relationship with a girl because I am not gay. So I couldn't have been dating girls this whole time and been like, oh, I'm bisexual now because I'm about to date this man. And people be like, oh, well, no, she just really likes girls. Like, no, I could not fake and be in a relationship with a girl if I wasn't liking her at all.
Right. It's interesting that you bring that up because I also feel like something that happens is like I'll say this, like in, I guess for the lack of a better term, like lesbian communities or like where women are attracted to women specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a lesbian and like people find out you dating a dude, like it's like that's havoc. That's like you're straight, like you were perpetrating, you were like you're gonna have all your ex-girlfriends calling you like, did you fake it every time?
I've experienced that.
You know what I mean? Like,
not personally, but I'm saying.
Oh, we got him finally.
I've seen that actually happen, like in real time. Like have conversations with people, like, oh yeah, so and so is dating a man now. Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know, that maybe just wasn't a little dick. I don't know.
Yes.
I thought it was cool with people doing what they wanted to do.
Right. Like I thought the whole
happened?
point was to be like accepting of what people want to do and, you know, give people the freedom and the space to like explore that. But like I think like in lesbian communities that does happen, like where if you end up with a guy for any sort of reason, it's like you nullified.
No more puss for you. We're hanging your photo at the
and you can't come to the club with us. You can't come to Riches.
No more.
You can't come to no Gossip Grill because you're going to Gossip Boy. All right, that shit is out.
I know the clubs. You can't go to that Cabo Cantina that's on the corner. Baja. What was the other one? Baja Betty's.
Baja Betty's. Yeah, that's a spot.
I was out on a town.
And it's funny because like if it's almost like if people are straight, then you're comfortable taking them to those places because they've come out as straight. Mm-hmm. And so you're like, oh, let me go show my straight friend like all these things. But God forbid that you start as like a lesbian or you're in a relationship with women and then you switch up. Like now you can't come in no more. Like we'll let our straight friends in before we let your ass in, you fucking traitor.
Yeah, that's weird.
That shit is it makes no sense. It's just not, it's not sensible at all. And so I just like, I think I experienced a lot of confusion and specifically wanted to talk about that aspect of like, first of all, infidelity in relationships. And then like being a Black man and bisexual. Like,
it's better. I feel like it's better as a Black man to hide his body. That's why there's like this fear, and I'm not gonna lie, like I have never said this. Now I have grown and educated myself and learned, but I have been like, oh, my biggest fear is like a nigga being on the down low. But that's because niggas are not allowed to be bisexual because Black women are gonna be like, you date niggas, then you like niggas.
You're gay.
There's no way that you like.
You can't be attracted to me.
And because too, though, please always, and I know you will always check me if and when I'm out of line. But I feel like when a lot of the times when Black gay men come out, they do kind of buffer by saying I'm bisexual first. I won't say a lot of the times, but sometimes they do use that as like
that's a
way to ease people in, like, oh no, I'm bisexual, like I like both, when in reality they know they only like niggas. But it's going to be easier for someone to accept that there's still a possibility that you will, you know, end up with a woman. So that's what it is. So I feel like that takes into it too.
Yeah, I mean, at least I know that I've had friends who's, you know, came out as bisexual and later on were like, oh, never mind.
About the because part.
Because at the end of the day, like, we can't talk about sexuality and things like that without talking about patriarchy. And like, women have a pressure to be attracted to men societally. Like, that's what you're fed. I don't give a fuck what y'all talk about TV shows and all that. One gay TV show is not gonna, everything else around you is gonna feed you heterosexuality and heteronormativity. Like, that's all you're gonna get fed. And so I think, and from like from the perspective of a woman who comes out maybe bisexual and then ends up being like, no, I'm actually a lesbian. And there's also this pressure to like men in general. Like, that's what is normally accepted. And in order to not do that anymore, you would have to change a lot of your thinking. And so I think that ends up being, you know, really difficult. And then even for, on the other side, for men who might be bisexual, the same patriarchy puts pressure on you to like women. Like, you're supposed to like women. And so coming out as bisexual can sometimes be seen as like a step, but I think like it doesn't discount the fact that bisexuality also exists, and that is a place where people can be and
That's
can
the harmful
face
part.
completely.
That's the harmful
Like,
part.
just because some people end up coming out as bisexual and then, you know, end up being like, oh no, I'm actually really, really fucking gay. Whoa,
Really?
where'd that come from? And it doesn't mean that space cannot be occupied, that everybody then goes through it as like bisexual. Oh, and then later on you'll come out. And then I also think like within the Black community, specifically when it comes to Black women, like Black women get masculinized already so much that like the threat of like, are you with me because you like see me as more masculine, something like, you know what I mean? Like, that can be very threatening to a woman's identity, especially Black women who are consistently like masculinized all the time. Like, that can't be a good feeling either. And so like, you can't necessarily talk about bisexuality without talking about all the pressures that go into people's identity and like what makes you question what. Because like, we masculinize Black women so fucking, it's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's something that's really fucking harmful. But then I think when you bring in this piece of Black men being bisexual, I think it presents sort of that threat to your own identity as like a woman and your womanness. And like, but it's like, if you're bisexual, you like women and you like men.
Bisexual doesn't mean I like masculine women.
Yes.
I'm not looking for the masculinity in women. I like women and I like men. I'm not
trying to combine. Exactly. I'm not trying to combine my two interests in one person. I like this and I like this. And it's not that you like embody this thing that I like, and so it's a 2-for-1 deal type of thing. So I think it can be very confusing in a relationship to like have that sort of identity.
Preach. I feel that. I've definitely had those conversations with myself and some of my straight Black women friends about just dating bisexual men and how we feel and how we would navigate that. It is still, I say that I would date a bisexual man, but I've never been in that position to know exactly what I would do. And so I still try to like kind of explore why there's a hesitation with me still. Like, I still am having that conversation with myself and my friends, but I'm having it.
You know what? Like, that's literally, I think, the best thing that you could possibly do. And I think this comes down to like all kinds of identities, like whether or not you're sexually attracted to them. Even when it comes to colorism, when it comes to people who say that they wouldn't date anybody who is trans, and when it comes to people who say they wouldn't date anybody who's bisexual. You could say that, but then I think like the next step is asking yourself why. Like, I really think that's where like the best can come out of it, is like, just, all right, fine, you might not want to do that thing, or you might feel like you can't do that thing, but then those conversations about like, why do I feel like that? Because it definitely is more about you than it is this other person. Whether it's the dark-skinned woman, whether it's a trans woman, a trans man, a bisexual man, or a bisexual woman, it's more so about you and how you feel about that identity. So I think to me, that's like the best step that you can take, is just questioning that perspective.
I have specific friends where we like talk about this. Like, we be trying to talk to each other about it, be honest, and like work through it. Like, what is why are we feeling the way that we feel? And I always like to bring up that when we talk about like preference, what is your preference rooted in? Like how has society shaped your preferences of what you think is okay and what isn't okay? So that is always something to work through. I think the last time I had this conversation, me and one of my friends were saying, I liked what she said, where she was like, I'm attracted to masculinity. Right? That's the difference between being attracted to men and women specifically, but I'm attracted to the masculine presence of a person. That's right. So, you know, if Young and May came in here kicking down doors and shit, I'm not gonna say I'm not fucking with it, because
my door would get kicked down, right?
You know, they came in with that masculine energy. So yeah, you know, I be having those conversations, and they're not always pretty conversations. Like I said,
but it can't
expecting shit, but I do have them, and whereas before I wasn't having them.
Right.
Even where I'll put like little parameters, like, okay, I might date a bi guy, but not a bi bottom. If I'm a date a bi guy, then he got to be a top. Like, definitely said that before. Yeah, like, I'm sorry. And a part of that is because I feel like I am like not open to pegging you. Like, I'm not open to strapping.
Okay, I got you. I get you. I get what you mean.
That crosses my sexual boundary, you know? So if that's something that you need in a partner.
But you know, it's interesting because sometimes you can be a bottom in certain gendered relationships and be a top in other gendered relationships, if you get what I mean. Like, there's men who would probably say that they would be bottoms with other men, but they would never get pegged by a woman.
See, but then, then at some point, I'm going to get irritated if he hitting it from the back and he'd be like, no, you're supposed to arch like this. Now, we're going to fight, because who the fuck you talking to?
And he demonstrates his shit.
He demonstrates that his shit is stupid. Like, no,
and like your shit's stiff.
Because now I'm irritated. And now it's a whole nother problem.
Now it's a different insecurity. You really tapping in.
Okay? Because now you're trying to come for me. Now you're trying to come for me, and now it's really a fucking problem, and it's really about to get like serious.
Or y'all wake up the next day and you be like, babe, you know, when you do, you know, you should really
try this stretch, and it really helps. It'll be domestic violence and that motherfucker. Niggas have to square up. So yeah. Boundaries.
I also saw this. I know we're almost done with this segment, but I did see this. I saw this quote because it kind of went with this, but it was like somebody ended up on my timeline. A nigga's supposed to be a nigga, but a woman is supposed to stay solid.
What does that mean? Is a nigga a state, as in solid, liquid, gas nigga? Is it? Did I not learn about that in chemistry? Like, you could be a solid, a liquid, a gas, or a nigga? Because what does that mean? A woman is supposed to stay solid and a nigga is supposed to be a nigga. What? I did not learn that in science class. What does that mean? I don't know what it means. I don't want to know what it means. I don't like it. I hate when niggas say it. The double standard thing has to stop. What does that mean? That you don't have boundaries or self-control or self-respect or morals or fucking discipline? What does that mean? And don't none of you niggas dare get to talking about how our fucking ancestors, and if we was animals, we would be living in tribes, and you would have multiple wives and all of that other bullshit. We are not animals. We have a soul and conscience and electricity and running water. And if you want to live like an animal, then you go build yourself a motherfucking stick house like you a pig, and let the big bad wolf go and huff and puff and blow your little polygamous house down. I hate it, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you. That's all.
As soon as I saw you put that in the fucking agenda, I said, I know that's right.
That's all.
This is not the next portion of the show. That was just me getting it out, because what?
That's all I needed to know.
I wish a nigga would tell. You know what? We on the time. I'm trying to stay within the time. But let me tell you, I had these conversations plenty of times. I had these conversations with my own father about, well, you know, it's different for women. Different for women how? Different for women who? What? Where? Why? When? What are we talking about here? Y'all want to raise y'all sons not
I was just
fucking respect
my question was like, what, you know, so the quote itself wasn't necessarily gender neutral, so I thought it had nothing to do with me because I wasn't included, and so I just wanted to know what special powers women had, because sometimes women can be
solid. Look, I'm doing it.
Oh, I see.
I'm not liquid and I'm not a gas. I am solid.
It's the lack of
apparently, if I call up a nigga right now and I touch him, he'll just be nigging.
It's
he's not solid. He's not solid, liquid. That's
gas, oxygen.
Hold on, where's my
CO2?
Gas, you know, gas is here, and then there's nigga. I don't have a nigga right here to show you, nigga, but those are the 4 categories. You didn't learn about this in school? We went to the same college.
No, you know, you were all
solid state, a liquid state, a gaseous state, or a niggerish state.
Yeah.
Apparently, a nigga is supposed to be in the niggerish state, but a woman
is supposed to be solid.
And that is the best way that I can break it down. And if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the way you broke it down was real helpful because I was reading it and it's just like I'm missing something, and so I thought this must be a heady thing, you know. This must be.
There you go with the derogatory terms.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. This must be a heady thing, a heterosexual thing that I'm just not.
I must not be as heterosexual as I thought because I'm a solid, because I'm a woman.
Well, we would welcome that.
I'm not a heterosexual. I'm not a nigga.
We would welcome that.
A gas or a liquid. I am a solid because I am a woman, and that is what I'm supposed to be. Apparently, this is a woman because it is solid. This is a woman because it is solid. This is a woman because it is solid. My mask is a woman because it is solid. My mirror is a woman because guess what? It's solid.
It's solid. Yeah.
The car that the headphones on your ear, solid.
It's solid.
When you wake up in the morning and pour your glass of water, liquid.
Liquid.
When you eat your eggs in the morning, solid.
Solid.
When you fart, gas.
Nigga.
No, and then when you hear someone yelling at you while you're at the store trying to get your attention, nigga. That's the.
I mean, you know, this is why I'm so glad we at least have one sciencey person in here. Like the fact that you majored in earth science ends up being really like.
It is. I do forget they update the periodic table every so often, so I did forget that they added a nigga.
Right. And I think the valence on niggas is, I think it was -4.
Okay.
That happened.
I need that for when I balance the equation for women solid nigga.
Right. Exactly. Because I think there's like
a nigga is supposed to be in the nigga state.
Right.
So to transfer
now I'm getting
it to the solid state. Okay, I'm done.
You gotta
I'm done. I promise I'm done. What a load of horse shit that I'm so glad that most women are not going for anymore. The niggas hate that the women are not for the double standard shit anymore. Like, you not spending the night? Like, no, nigga, I'm not spending the night. What are you talking about? You're not the only nigga in my life. You talking to other niggas? Yeah. Ain't you talking to other girls? Yeah. But a woman is supposed to stay
solid.
And sir, I am. Look, you can't go through me. You feel me? I'm not. All of my bonds are like this, right on top of each other.
Right.
That's a solid.
Right.
This is a liquid and this is a gas. This is me. I'm solid. I'm solid here with you, nigga number 1, and I'm solid when I'm with nigga number 2.
Right.
Never changed.
However many niggas are present, it doesn't necessarily change the state. There's a physical change and a chemical change. The chemical change is when you change your composition. So if I went from, my compound changed and shit, and my formula changed, and I switched, but I stayed solid. Yeah.
With whatever nigga I was with. Anyway, yeah.
That's good.
No, I keep going.
I just wanted clarity. I didn't necessarily understand.
I have to translate for you. I know for the.
You know how it is.
So
But I mean,
that's what he meant by that. He's actually writing his dissertation. He's about to present his research for his
sounds. I mean, honestly, that statement
sounds.
I can't wait to hear the defense on that one, because
he discovered a new state of being. We only thought there were 3, but apparently a nigga is supposed to be a nigga. So
this motherfucker gonna win the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm not sure who came up with this quote, but
the nigga
no one
being that.
Likely. That's amazing that niggas discovered niggas. Wow. Pretty cool. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean, you know, you end up clarifying so much.
I love a little science. Bill, you heard of Bill Nye, the science guy? Well, now get ready for Cam Bam, the solid woman. Teaching you about fucking
niggas. Yeah, thank you. Always ready. Anyways, so I mean, that's all we had for the main course.
All right. So now it's time for the check. So for our new listeners and our returning listeners, if you need a reminder, the check is the portion of the show where we each pick someone known or unknown, something, you know, any noun, a person, place, or thing that needs to be checked because it has been acting up, not with the city girls. So Sanj, who are you checking this week?
So it's obviously a sports episode for me personally. So I'm checking the NFL, the National Football. Yes, the whole thing, all of it. The National Football League.
All of the teams, all 16 teams, 34. I don't know.
Go ahead with.
I have no idea how many teams are in there.
I'm pretty sure it's 16.
Oh, okay.
You were the first one was really correct. But yeah, so football came back.
Or was it?
I think maybe they were nigging. I think they were in a nigga state, but they
kicking it with the solids and the gases. Okay.
Right. And so I think something evaporated. They became solid somehow. I don't know. Science. Anyways, they came back and it's like all of this just Black Lives Matter, against racism, lots of people kneeling. And there's a big fucking elephant in the room, which is Colin Kaepernick.
A big elephant with a red jersey and an afro on one knee.
Yeah, because it's just very weird. Like it feels like we're getting gaslit in a certain kind of way. Like this is literally the thing that ended up getting Colin Kaepernick blackballed from, you know, the NFL. This is a reason he can't get a job anymore, is kneeling. And so I remember I was watching the Giants game and I think about 20 players were kneeling. And it's just interesting.
I thought the Giants was baseball.
There's Giants in baseball and there's Giants in football. New York Giants and then the San Francisco Giants.
Just wanted to make sure.
You come on, Dow. But it's just I don't know. I have feelings and thoughts and opinions about how the whole movement is being sort of sold right now, and the fact that the people who are sort of having these messages are not super invested in that truth, or not necessarily, because like to me if the NFL says that this is how we're going to do it, this is what we're with ending racism, we think that kneeling is cool and like you should kneel if you want to, how is Colin Kaepernick not employed? How is not only that, but Eric Reed, who was the other brother who was kneeling with Colin Kaepernick at the time, doesn't have a job. Last year, Eric Reed was on the Panthers and played his ass off, but he wouldn't stop making noise. He is top tier defensive player and doesn't have a job. So it just seems like it's honestly, can't watch the NFL right now for nothing. Just because it feels like a trip. Like, it just feels like lies. It feels like pretentiousness.
It's performative as fuck.
Complete propaganda, complete PR.
And what's the point of doing it when you know a large portion of your fan base is like heavily fucking
or not with that, right?
Like not with it. So what's even the point of being performative? Probably because you have a bunch of black men playing for you and you want to pretend like you
that's it.
They can
That's
still
it.
play for you. And
Because it's not about your fans.
3 type of shit that they did for
You're
the
so
NBA
spot
and
on.
got their own little league.
Right.
Start going to Howard and shit and fucking Morehouse instead of going to Mississippi, which I'm
assuming. Or it's Alabama or whatever fucking racist ass Southern place has football.
Roll Tide. Exactly. That's a place or a mascot.
Yes. Oklahoma, whatever, Texas. All these football places, right? And I don't know, it's hard. It's really hard to sit through. It's really hard to like know that it's happening. But that's my check. My check is for the NFL. Like, can't stomach it right now. So I'm not sure what the solution is or if there's any. I don't really care much. And what about you?
Stop playing football. And switch over to rugby.
Who
I have 2 checks.
Are you checking?
My first check is kind of silly, so I'll get it out the way fast. But I just want to say that I am sick of all of the food that expires really quickly being the items that you use the most often. Right? Like, I bought myself some apple cider vinegar and it said it doesn't expire until 2025, but that shit is going to be going in 25 minutes. How come my bread is going to expire tomorrow and my avocado will expire on the car ride home and my bananas go bad and my fucking tortillas are done for? Like, how my eggs, if I buy the 6-pack of eggs, right, I go through those fast, but if by the time I try to get finished with the 12-pack, then it expired already. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the shelf life of my produce that I use often being able to last through a fucking zombie apocalypse, my nigga.
We have to do something about this.
And the shit that I need to that I don't use every day, but I would like to, come back and visit it, expiring hella fast. I'm sick of it. So that's A. On a more serious note, I would like to extend a check to ICE. Ooh. Because fuck them for sterilizing immigrant women that they've held in captivity in these cages for fucking years. And the fact that America is literally on step 8 of 10 of how to complete genocide. And now everybody is like, oh, hey, what's going on? These women can't have babies. Like, well, how about let's start from us rounding motherfuckers up and putting them in cages and separating them from their children? Because if we were okay with them doing that to people that were illegals, then we're going to be okay with them doing that to the homeless. And then we're going to be okay with them doing that to people that are on welfare. It's going to be going up and up and up until who they decide is worthy of being in the fucking America and receiving benefits and receiving respect and human decency. And you cannot just fucking sterilize all of these women. They was calling the nigga the fucking, what did the lady say in the video? The ovary collector, the uterus doctor. That is never okay. That is horrible that they are doing. That's horrible that they have these people in cages anyway. It's even more horrible that they are sterilizing them and going from the fucking genocide 101 playbook. Like, this is horrifying. This is awful. This needs to be stopped. I don't know much about politics, but I'm thinking if they're detaining all of these people for being over here illegally, then why don't they send them home the next day then? Send people back to their countries instead of keeping them in cages and sterilizing them. Now, like I said, I don't know politics. I know it probably isn't that easy, but I'm saying if your reasoning is wanting people gone, I'm not saying that I agree with it. Then why are you holding them in cages and fucking torturing them?
You're more so talking about a more permanent thing that they're doing rather than leaving people the fuck alone.
If the problem is, oh, well, we want them gone, why are they still here and being put in subject to these conditions? I'm not saying that I agree with that. I'm just saying that if that is the premise,
that's not your idea.
Why haven't people been sent back? Why are kids going missing, and why are they starving and not getting proper health care and fucking not being able to have kids, but they're still here, but you're saying you want them gone so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I know the answer to that is fucking slavery and capitalism and all
It's
of
also
the other
money,
things, right?
it's
Like,
also money,
because
because
but
keeping
damn,
people
like,
keeping
fuck.
people in cages is it's lucrative. And honestly, this country's history with forced sterilization, that was actually the topic of my my undergrad, like, culminating experience. I was reading Asada, her book, the autobiography, and I was reading Dr. Childs in his class, and there's that one part of the book where she writes about her giving birth, and she's shackled while she's giving birth, and it's like, where could she possibly go while in childbirth? And so that really inspired me to look more into like how women are treated in prisons. And so I started learning more about like the conditions of women in California specifically. And California actually only in 2014 made it illegal for forced sterilizations to happen in prisons. 2014, and doctors were being paid $150,000 for each forced sterilization. That's how much the recoup was on that procedure. And so like when we're thinking about these issues, it's also not like this is like I'll say it is, this isn't just like some evil doctor who's doing this thing, but there's also a system that's encouraging him to do that, and that's actually going to pay him more to do that. Right, and to incentivize him, to reward him for doing that, and to like, if you can get a woman under and then be like, oh, by the way, when we were doing surgery, we found this thing, and so we had to sterilize you while you were under. That's extremely, extremely traumatic, but there is a system in place to reimburse doctors $150K per procedure. At least in California, that was the number back when I was doing research, and that's ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Like, and most of the time when women go to prison, it's for nonviolent crimes, and most of the time they're in there longer because they can't necessarily make bail. Mm-hmm. And so it's literally like a person who's sitting there who's probably innocent, or who's probably supposed to do very little time, and ends up staying in there because they're waiting for trials and these administrative, and then you end up getting your life completely changed.
And here's my other question. What is the use of me if I'm in prison with a whole bunch of other women who cannot get me pregnant? What is the use of sterilizing me? Could it be that these guards and wardens are raping these women prisoners and they're getting pregnant? So now all of a sudden we have to make it so that they can't get pregnant and not focus on them not getting raped? Is that a fucking possibility? Yes, it is a possibility. And that is horrible that you would think to fucking deny these women of their birthright to be able to fucking carry a child instead of telling niggas stop raping them.
Yeah, or like, who are you to tell a woman that even when you get out, even when you leave prison, that you can't
we took that option
reproduce? Like, you can't do that anymore. And I remember there was
pro-life. They'd be like, oh no, women can't get abortions. You can't be on birth control. You know, the father, the biological father has to have these many rights to the child, because women, you just don't have no control over your own bodies. But also, we're going to take your uterus away so you don't have kids. Is it Uchi Mali or one Mike? What's the truth? Because if you're pro-life, you wouldn't be ripping out all of these women's uteri.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it's ridiculous. And I don't think, sometimes people want to focus on certain numbers. Oh, it was only this amount of women, or it was only this amount of times, or it was only one doctor who was doing this. But that's just because we have one whistleblower who was willing to step up to the plate and be like, this is happening. And so this actually, and I hope you don't mind, but it transitions to my tip. Mm-hmm. So the tip is the section of the show where we actually get to recognize something positive that's happened, or somebody who we just like to sort of shed light on for doing something positive in general in the world. And so my tip was actually for the nurse, Dawn Wooten, who is a Black woman who is the person who blew the whistle on all of this happening. And really, the way that we know this country works is the fact that she's about to be the biggest target ever. Because
she's not gonna be able to drive to a grocery shop to get
in
her.
my opinion, if it's only one person who's willing to step up and say that something is happening, it's probably going on in other places. Like this, the whatever reasons that this doctor had for doing this, whether it's monetary or ideological, whatever it is, you're not the only person who's doing that. And we also can't go around and not recognize that the fact that this doctor is a person of fucking color. So what the fuck
and
is, like,
she noted
sometimes
that it was happening from October October 19 to May 2020. That's the time period that she gave in the video clip that I saw. Like,
it's just,
so even it took build up for her to be able to even say that. So this has been happening for almost a year.
And imagine, like, the amount of people who are being quiet because of COVID and they don't want to lose their job, because that's exactly what happened to her. She got demoted. And I'm sure by now she's probably, no longer working there. Nobody's willing to risk their job during COVID. And so these are probably things that are and have been happening. And it says a lot that a Black woman was the person to stand up and be like, this can't happen anymore. And so we go on with this trope of, like, Black women having to save shit. She can't be the only person who worked there who knew what was happening. Other people just subscribed to it and were, like, fine with it. And so that's scary, but I do give props because it does take a lot, like, to step up to a system and be like, holy shit, this is happening and it's completely wrong. Like, it takes a lot of courage. And I don't know, I pray for her because I know that weird shit happens when you start to speak up on certain topics, especially things like this.
Especially those money-making, political, Russia tie ass border politics.
Exactly. And so that's frightening to me, but she did the right thing. And I don't know, as a person who came to this country as an asylum seeker, as a refugee, I would hope that more people were willing to do that and leverage whatever little bit of privilege that they have. Because, I mean, I guess to me, no matter what, if you're in this country and you have citizenship, there's a certain amount of privilege that can come with that other people don't have. And she took that little bit of privilege that she had and wielded it to protect other people, or to bring light to something that was happening and to prevent it from happening, even more, which, I don't know. It's such a big deal. It's such a big deal to be able to be like, to step up and sort of speak on it, especially the way that she has. And she's been vocal. So that is my tip, Nurse Dawn Wooten. I did have another tip, but it just doesn't seem appropriate anymore. So I'm not.
My tip is not fully appropriate, but it's not appropriate, but just to, I hate saying this, just to piggyback off of what you said. I hate saying that. Also, the fact that a lot of Black people seem to not think that ICE is an issue for Black people, when a large majority of people that are held captivity in ICE are Black.
Right.
So, her standing up for that too doesn't.
Right. You can't assume that these are. And I don't know if it changes anything, but you just can't assume that these are
Latinx change anything,
women.
but I still want to note it, right?
Absolutely.
That
It brings
it
brings a different layer
mm-hmm.
to the conversation around immigration and stuff like that, to be able to know, like, the law. I found this out a few months ago, but the longest ICE detainee was Kenyan. The longest ICE detainee was Kenyan, and it's just.
It's something else too to think about as a Black woman, right? You're seeing other Black women get sterilized, and then on the other spectrum, you're seeing Black women fucking die from childbirth because or from health.
I mean, like, what a mind fuck. Like, what a, like,
Yeah.
I pray for people's mentals. Like, I think about people who are being detained and who, you know, like, these are mixed messages. We're at the point where we're recognizing that Black women are disproportionately affected by, you know, mortality during childbirth, like, and deaths during childbirth. And then on top of that, we're hearing about forced sterilization. And we know that this is happening in prisons, and most prisons are filled with Black women, overwhelmingly. And so it is confusing because, like, what
Either
is...
we're gonna give birth or we're gonna die when we do. Which one would you rather?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's the truth. It's facts.
My tip is going to Megan Thee Stallion, because I know that we haven't been recording, but I know if y'all have been listening to Brunchism since we started 3 or 4 years ago.
2016.
Okay. 4 years ago, that I have been a Megan Thee Stallion fan. There's been so much.
I'll never forget the day that you came to pick me up.
You were
in Big Red.
No, Bree and Alexis were moving.
Yes, you came to pick. Yeah, because that was the day with the mattress.
We all moved a lot.
That was the mattress on the I-8 fiasco.
Legend has it that mattress spring is still sitting on the freeway.
It's still on the 8. And you were like, you have to listen to this. You have to listen to this. And we literally sat in the car and you pulled up SoundCloud and just bumped a bunch of, and this was when Meg was just on SoundCloud. That's it. Like that.
And I was just sitting there smiling at you like this. Like, did you hear that? Like, did you hear that bar?
Good, right?
There's definitely a list of people, not to be this person, but there's definitely a list of people that be like, hey, my nigga, you were literally the only person that I remember talking about Megan Thee Stallion before she blew up. And I'm like, I know. I know, you don't have to tell me. I tried to put everybody on. Like, I know, I've been here. But
I'll never forget.
I'm just saying that my bitch has been through a lot. And over the past couple of years. And I am just happy for her. And I hope that she continues to cuss niggas out and bring receipts and set records straight and still be a bad bitch and twerk and make niggas super upset for her just doing what the fuck she want to do and living her life and making money and having hella dogs and shit.
I just want to put her in a bubble and like.
I wish that niggas never got a chance to meet her greatness. Sometimes I really do wish that. I wish that she was more like a maybe like a cash doll, to where you have your following, right, but you're not super mainstream. Like, people still know who you are, but you're not like super mainstream where everybody like not all up in your business and you can't just do you.
Yeah, but we still want her to get this money though.
I also really would like her to get the money.
Yeah. It's like she deserves. She has the talent to be doing that, because like to see the numbers that she's done, the #1 records and shit like that. Like
she's a superstar.
It's obvious. It's obvious, but I think like
stop fucking playing with her.
If she needs to stop playing.
Who I really be commenting like under her pictures. Well, her and Isaiah Rashad, but we'll talk about that nigga another fucking.
And he be replying of a legend.
Isaiah Rashad has responded to me a couple of times. I know how Megan used to respond to me in 2016 and 2017, and she got big. Yeah. Hey girl, I'm still tweeting you.
Remember?
Nothing. I don't get it. But yeah, Zaywap for sure has responded to me a few times. And one time he was like in the studio in Gardena, and I'm like, bro, I live in Gardena. What's up?
Bro, Cam and I think it's funny because I think we're like the big Isaiah Rashad. I don't know how, but we both are pretty big Zaywap fans. Like, one of my favorite.
I was late to the party. You were definitely there first.
No, I loved, like, oh my gosh. I can't even explain how much I've seen that nigga live, like,
and how many concerts have we, I think we managed to squeeze in, like,
remember when we snuck into UCSD after we were both
graduated and left. No tuition was paid.
Made some, like, rugby rookies give us some tickets, and we were in there, bro, like, and then we went to see him in Orange County, too. Oh.
And I know
we might have to have a Zay episode, so we'll leave that for later.
Is the nigga gonna be on here? I'm emailing Punch right after this. Did you see that video where they posted being funny? Like, it's not funny. Where's the album, bro?
I don't play it. No, I don't play that shit. Like, I really don't like the woofing and like the little like I just don't like it. Like either I'm such a big fan and I've been listening to this nigga for forever to the point where I'm just sick of it. Like either drop an album. I don't even like the live
or a feature. Damn.
Even when he goes on live and plays his little, I'm like, no, then drop that fucking bullshit. Drop
it. It's irritating
like,
because knowing how TDE works, right? They're implying that a SZA or a Kendrick is coming. Right, and they don't drop more than one person at a time. They drop one person, the whole TDE change their icon. They're all promoting this one person whose album just dropped, and then they move on to the next.
But nobody has dropped in years. An album, a project?
Sir was the last person, I believe.
That was
Chasing Summer was last year.
Oh, that was last year. Damn, it feels like
he was the last one, right? But next, SZA has been like, because SZA has been 2016 too, or was she 2015? It was 2016. She dropped after WAP dropped The Sun's Tirade.
2016.
So, and she's the bigger artist, and we haven't heard from Kendrick since 2016. So
and it was like,
and you know how they work, so I know that they're not gonna drop ZWAP before they drop Kendrick or SZA. Like I just
but you know when he dropped that song a couple months ago, and then he tweeted like, y'all don't know
like a whole thing. Like
he was like, y'all don't know what y'all just did. Like thank you for supporting. Like y'all just made it. He basically was alluding to the fact that because people like the song so much or were so interested, like now he will have more to give us.
We've been telling all them niggas that we wanted him. Nobody even let Reason Project get full love because they was like, where is Isaiah Rashad?
Where's Zay? But I also feel like it's a little bit difficult to drop projects when there's no touring. Or like no music festivals especially. Like
whereas SZA, she could survive off sales in COVID.
Yeah. And even SZA, she also like, I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate, like with COVID, and it's probably holding up a good amount of music just because. But also, like, don't y'all need the money? I'm confused because I want to buy. So I'll buy it. Like I will really go to iTunes and buy the album, or I will go to Target and buy an album, dude. I really would. Just like, it's bullshit. I'm sick of it.
And I feel like most TDE fans would. TDE is like elite, like they're different. So like the fans
Kendrick,
the music is elite. Like we'll buy your shit.
Kendrick dropped an album and I went and bought a whole sweatsuit, a head to toe sweatsuit. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm tired, boss.
And TDE, whenever y'all are ready to like start your own podcast network.
No, I don't want to hear nothing from y'all unless it's music, bro. I don't want to chit chat nothing. No, I'm done with y'all. Yeah, that's all. That shit depressing to me.
It really is. I'm probably gonna go spam Isaiah Rashad's comments after this.
Let him know. I'm not giving that nigga no more of my time.
I don't even be on no groupie shit. I would genuinely be like, hey, my nigga. Like, you short. I'm not trying to hit. I'm not interested. I would just like
but can I come over and you can play something and then maybe I'll accidentally hit the record button on my phone and then share it with Sanj? I don't know. Like, not to be specific.
Oh, you saying you want me to pin myself out? I will for some unreleased music. It's fine.
He seems like he's having a little bit of baby mama drama right now, so he might just need a friend.
Yeah, but I am not changing no diapers. I'm not fixing those SpaghettiOs.
I think his kids are past diapers. I hope, unless he's having more. Jesus.
I don't know. Schoolboy Q had a baby on me, so anything is possible.
Hey, Schoolboy Q is skinny.
I'm hurt like him.
He's skinny.
All right, y'all. Well, this was great talking to everyone. Now I'm sad. I'm hurt about it. If I find out that Marshawn Lynch and Method Man have a newborn baby, then it's hurting. No more Brunchism. I'll be in depression.
But you're a great babysitter, so.
I'll babysit Method Man's kids.
There's levels to this shit, school.
Yeah. Schoolboy's kids probably bad, but Method Man's kids, they probably behave.
I'm sure Schoolboy Q got some badass kids.
He's a badass kid.
Right. They probably know how to roll blunts and shit. I know Joy can roll a blunt at this point.
Not yet. She practiced like we used to with the Lucas. You do that?
I didn't.
You didn't used to roll fake
I
like
didn't.
with your paper?
No, that's funny.
I did. But I didn't hit my first blunt until my senior year of high school, the second half. I promise, Mom. But I was high.
I still ain't never hit a blunt to this day.
Are you papers only, Wiz Khalifa? Wiz Khalifa?
No, honestly.
Ooh, Wiz Khalifa is also added to the daddy list. We'll have a whole episode about it.
Will we?
I'll finally pick my top 10.
No, that's all right. All right. And I'm gonna judge it. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. I think it'll be great. Why not? I feel like I'm fair.
You thought somebody was attractive that really wasn't. I forgot.
Really? Was it Kyrie? Is that who you smoked me for?
I don't think I would smoke you for Kyrie. I could see why someone would be attracted to Kyrie. So
And I don't find him attractive anymore at all. Like my attraction to men is extremely fleeting. It's a mood thing.
It was seasonal.
And it's like attraction, but like from afar, like only if you stay way over there. Like I can't actually tell you like a man who I'm attracted to who like is in my physical presence. That's probably not possible.
Just thinking someone is attractive. That's not being attracted to them. Then.
Okay, that's
You're just
it.
acknowledging that someone looks good.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. But I don't like if it's like a person. I'm like, nah, bro, like stop. You're right here. I get like your mouth is moving and words are coming out. I don't like it.
Oh, that's funny.
Shut up. Yes, I'm just
acknowledging that they are pleasant to look at, but
I'm gonna have a scoring card ready.
A scoring card.
One of my big ones when it comes to guys is hairlines. Like,
oh, so you don't think any bald men are attractive?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like, I hate Paul George's hairline. Like, why does it touch his eyebrows? Like, that really bothers me. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the shape, like, oh my gosh. It's so close to his eyes. It's like his eyes are going to be covered by his hairline. So, yeah, hairline is a big one. Baldness, cool, because there's no hairline, so it's fine.